Today, on the Justice Court, the plaintiff, Josephine Abimbola Akinriola, is asking the court to compel her husband to be responsible for the upkeep of their children.
All rise. Court in session. Honorable Judge Fumi Asaolu presiding. Please be seated. Your Honor, this case is between Abimbola and Ayola Akinriola.
Thank you, Akin. Abimbola Akinriola.
Yes, ma'am.
You brought the defendant to court.
Yes.
Ayola.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's your husband.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, tell me why you are here.
Yes. When I met Ayola during my service year as a youth corper.
When was that?
That was in 2005. 2005. As a banker serving in the bank, I met him in the company of his mother. They came around to check his late father's account. So after attending to them, he met me, then he wooed me. Then after that, on several occasions, he was around to talk to me and all that. But because I'm an SS patient, I usually get I'm always very careful before going into any relationship. So at that time, I was going to 26 years. So then later I gave in to his request. He was not working, there was no job, he was not working. I asked him some questions. He was a dropout from about 2 different universities. I asked, why is this so and all that? So he said maybe due to cultism or riot in this case, as a violent person and all that. I said, okay. He now told me that he's now a changed person and he's ready to, he has turned a new leaf and he wants to live a good life now. So I tried helping him. I encouraged him to go back to school that he can start all over again, forgetting the age barrier. So he decided to look into that. Then I told him, that means you have to look for a job. You are a grown-up man. I think it was about 37 years, 36, 37 then. So
how old were you then?
I was 26, going to 27. So I told him to go back. So he said, okay, no problem. Then I told him that you can drive very well. Since you don't have any certificate to work with, you can start, maybe since you know how to drive, you can apply for a driver's job if you are not going to be shy taking up that kind of a job. It's not a dirty job, you can get a good one. Fortunately for him, he secured one with Oceanic Bank then. So he was lucky to have been put under Cecilia Ibru to work as one of our drivers. So he was working with her. Then I made him to know that, okay, I was still a virgin, but I need to go back to school. I want to sponsor myself after my youth service. I want to go back for my master's. And that means I may not be able to give you full attention at this time. So I have to go. You won't see me frequently anyway, that you may not be able to see me all the time. The mother too was aware of this before she died. So I went for my master's. Then, but after my service, I got secured with the bank I was working with. So then during that time, later he came around to my office, we met again, the relationship started again, fully again. So that was when we had an intercourse and he disflowered me. God knows why I got pregnant. So I had during the period of my pregnancy, when I was pregnant, he actually gave my parents, he tortured them because he denied, he didn't deny, but he said he was not ready for marriage. I made him to know that there's no problem, but considering my health, I can't terminate any pregnancy. You just have to keep this baby, and you know that I'm not a wayward person. So I kept the baby. Sometimes I would call him. He was already working and he was earning good salary. He was even using the woman's car, as in the bus car often. It was okay, quite okay. So, but he was not supporting me in any way. So I accepted my fate. I went on. My parents supported, my aged parents, they supported me. They gave me all the support I needed. And I was able to pull through. But always going into the hospital on admission and coming out. But at the end of the day, I put to bed through cesarean section. So I had a CS. That was when he now showed up. Though during the first trimester, I called him. We were persuading him to at least do something. Your wife is pregnant. You know you are the owner of this pregnancy. Try and support this lady. He didn't even show up. The only time he showed up that I was able to speak with him when my boss ordered him to come around. My boss then in my branch he now came around. The woman called him. She spoke with him at length. When he left, the woman told me, this is not someone you can marry. She actually said that. But so when I put to bed, I called him. He said he was not in town. He came over that week. So he gave the baby name at the hospital. So I went back to my parents. They took care of me after being discharged. And I went ahead with taking care of the baby. 2 years after, going the third year, suddenly, before then, he was calling. At times I would pick. I said, what? He would ask of the baby. I said, the baby is fine. And my daughter is fine. She's doing well. She has even gone to school. Mommy and daddy.
Was he sending anything for upkeep of
when I was disturbing, he sent sometimes he would send 3,000, send 5,000. At maybe
it was
3 months. Not in 3 months or in 6 months, he may send 5,000 naira.
So it was not regular?
Not even about regular. If it is regular, maybe 3 months, that would have even been considered fair. But not maybe in a year, maybe 5,000 or 3,000 twice. So, but I was not bothered about that. I didn't bother myself. I just felt, okay, God is helping me. I have a job and I'll take care of this child. So I went on, I was taking care of my daughter. 3 years after, he started calling again. And came back pleading with my parents that he's so sorry. He's very sorry that he didn't know that my family is a good one. My mother, he actually thought my mother was a witch, that she's into witchcraft. He's a fetish person. So he went to an imam, he went to a prophet, he went to a babalawo, an herbalist. They told him that my mother is the one behind his predicament. I said, you don't have any predicament because you caused this for yourself. They rusticated you from 2 universities. And your life has been in disarray. And now, I've encouraged you to start all over again, and you are doing that. Take that away. There's no one attacking you or no one behind your problem. So let's just forge ahead. So later, my daddy is the minister of God, and he encouraged him, talked to him, he apologized, he cried. Then he now said he wants to come and marry me. The only thing I did was, before you touch me, we are going to go, because I've not seen you in the last more than 2 years. We have to go for medical tests. I took him to the lab. We had series of tests done. The STD, we did HIV, I did every other test, but I did not do genotype because I saw the one he gave me when we met. Considering that, I accepted his proposal and we went in for the marriage. His family came around for the introduction. Then we went for the registry. My documents are here, the pictures, the wedding pictures and everything, and every other document are here. So they came we did the registry, did the engagement and every other thing, and we went home. As in, we went with, both of us, we contributed money, we rented apartments. So we went home, we're living together. Few months, let's say almost a year into the wedding, not even up to a year, some months after our wedding, as he started, when we are in the house, my husband would, you are limping. I was not having issue with my legs, but due to the complication of being a sickle cell, you may have a reason to limp or you have pain. So it was like, why are you limping? Is this how you'll be walking if we go out in public? I said, but you saw me and I explained everything to you before you got married to me. Any little thing, my husband will flare up. He will start arguing that to the extent that I will, before we sleep at night, my parents will call because they were so scared that this guy, I hope you are okay. Oh, is everything all right? I said, there's no problem. Daddy, just continue to pray with me. I will pray. I was also trying to make him too to be a gentleman. So, when we argue, he will threaten me. I was like, what? We are not fighting now. We are just explaining things to ourselves. Anyway, I'm sorry. Can we sleep? My daughter he said my daughter should stay with my parents. Actually, my daughter was already in school before he came back to beg for my hand in marriage. When we got married, I was quick to get pregnant. Like 2 weeks after the wedding, I got pregnant again with the twins. So I started because of my health, I have to go for clinic, antenatal on time, so that I won't have problem. So my medicals, I was taking care of it, but at times I would tell him, what do you have to offer? Let's just do it. We'll be doing it together. I told him of the land I had. I told him, even if you cannot get your own, we can build on my own. Your name, everything. I was just trying to support it to make him just feel okay, so that we have a good life. So, whenever he argues with me like that, before I sleep, every night, I'll go to my kitchen, pick the knives, pick the fork, every other dangerous weapon, instrument. I'll just take them to my traveling bag, my box, and put them under it.
Why?
Because of the way he threatens me.
But did he ever use any of these weapons?
He did not, but I was always scared. He was not aware that I was doing that. He wasn't aware. He would beat me at times. I can recount like 3 to 4 times that he would beat me. I will call my dad. Daddy, look at what is happening. My daddy will call him. My dad is in the court right now. He's a witness. My daddy will call him, talk to him that you don't have to do this. He took him as a son. Even my daddy was helping him to submit his CV to his friends to secure a job for him. My daddy will talk to him, you don't do things like that. And don't injure my daughter. Consider her situation. You to calm down. Let God take control of your life. We'll talk to him. So I was managing. I'm already into it. So I was managing. So when I got sick in the 5th month, the doctor insisted that I stay at the hospital till I put to bed, that I may not be able to survive it if I should go back home. I said, dear, I can't live here anymore until I put to bed. They said I can't even carry this baby to term again. He said, what do I mean by that? They said I can't carry it, that my energy is not enough to get to the 3rd trimester. Okay? When it got to the almost the 6th month, the doctor said, that week, they now checked me and said, now we have managed to push you to the 6th month. And the only thing we can do is to save your life and save the babies. But your life first, before we talk about the baby. But the baby too, we can save the babies. He said, okay. So they said we are going to do the CS. I called him, I said, they said we will have to bring out the baby. So since I don't have energy again, I'm almost running out, passing out. So I now called him. He came to the hospital, and when he got to the hospital, he was like, don't even carry out any baby. Let her carry that pregnancy to term. The doctor said, Oga, this is 6 months, and this is January. The due date is April. She cannot survive it. So we have to do this to save her life and save the babies. So when he didn't sign, my mom was with me at the hospital. They were almost running into arguments. So I said, Mommy, just take it easy. Call Daddy. I was managing to talk, and they called my dad. That Daddy, he said he will not sign. He said he will not sign, that I should carry pregnancy to term. And I can never, due to I can never put to bed on my own. He was aware of this. I can never put to bed on my own. It must always be CS. So he said I should carry. Daddy said, okay, if you know you will not sign, this is my daughter. This is my daughter. I will not wait and watch for me to lose her, because I know how long it took me to raise her up to this level. So yours is just the baby. This pot here is my own. The water inside is yours. So I'm not going to watch you allow the pot to break and you lose the water also. So Daddy said they should go ahead and do the CS. They carried out the CS. And the baby were out. We had 2 boys, twins. So my husband left the moment he realized that they've done this CS and left us at the hospital. My parents didn't even tell me this until after the 3rd day, when I was able to talk slightly, just faintly. So they told me, I said, where is Daddy Jadesola? My husband was Jadesola. So he said, we have not seen him. We have not seen him. Then he showed up that very day. When he now showed up...
That's the 3rd day.
The 3rd day.
He was with you on the 1st day. The day they put him to bed.
Yes.
Then he came on the 3rd day as well.
3rd day he came. Then when I saw him on that 3rd day, we spoke and all, because I was not having the energy to talk too much, so we only discussed briefly. And then on the 5th day, he showed up. When he showed up, he now told me he wants to go, and there's somebody that said he should supply stationery. He wants to go there to supply it. I said, very good, that's good. Well, maybe after we get back home, I'll take a loan from the bank. We'll use it to buy a bus. He said he even wants to have his own personal bus. He will drive it. He will be able to have control and make money easily. He doesn't want to hire someone to do the job. I said there's no problem with that, as long as you do it intelligently. So that was the plan, that when I put to bed, that's what we would do immediately. So we had that plan. While planning that, my dad was also talking to some of his friends to get a job for him, which he eventually did. He secured a job for him. So, but on the 5th day he showed up, he told me that he never showed up. Up to this very moment that I'm talking to him, that I'm here, apart from when he came around to maybe, I don't want to call it hypnotize, to take my daughter away from me last year, I didn't set my eyes on my husband. This is going to 11 years. I've not set eyes on him. I'm just seeing him today. Apart from that day, we didn't, briefly for like 5 minutes, when I insisted that you can't take my daughter away. This is the 2nd time. Like 2018, my leg issue started. So it was affecting my job. And I eventually got disengaged on health ground, though they donated that I should go for medical care. I wanted to do surgery. Though the bill was around 20 million to do it in India then, 20 million naira. But my company and my office, they couldn't give me all the money, but they tried their best. They gave me some millions, but I couldn't do the surgery. I was managing. They paid me off and all that. So when I called him again, then he blocked my line. He blocked me on Facebook, blocked me on WhatsApp, blocked me on all social media platform. So, but at times, I will use another number to call you. I will send message. Please, I'm now out of job. I've been raising these kids. It's not been easy. Kindly support me. My parents have been the one using their money. He said, let them continue to use their pension to raise them for you. And you, didn't they pay you gratuity when you left job? use your gratuity and raise them. Don't you ever disturb me again. During those times, at times, I won't lie, he sent about 3,000 before I lost my job. Sent 3,000 like 2 occasions, sent another 5,000 once for 3 kids. Well, I was not complaining because I had the job. So, but when I lost my job, I called on him. That was his statement.
The plaintiff, Josephine Abimbola Akinriola, met and started dating the defendant as a virgin at age 26. Eventually, they got married and have 3 children. However, the defendant is denying the paternity of 2 out of 3 children. Josephine claims that she has been solely responsible for the upkeep of these children for over a decade, but now she has been out of job on health ground, being a sickle cell patient. She is finding it challenging to continue to cater for the 3 children all by herself. She is seeking court intervention on this matter.
When I needed to do my surgery, I can bring it out. I went on GoFundMe to raise funds for myself, but the money was not complete. They treated me at loot. It got to a time that I was almost running mad. My medical, this is at home anyway, but if you confirm from loot, they will tell you that they referred me to the psychiatrist unit for them to check me for my mental health to be restored, to be okay. So they worked on my mental health. Then my daughter will be writing her WAEC. She's now promoted to SS3.
That's Jadesola.
Yes, ma. Now in
How old is
GSS3,
she now?
she's 14 going to 15. Then the twins, they are resuming GSS1 secondary school next month. Jadesola will go to SS3 by next month. So I've been the only one taking care of them. All the receipts for the school fee, they are here. The pictures, their graduation and everything, they are here. So that is all I can say, ma.
You've not mentioned your claim.
Ma, my claim, yes, I emotionally traumatized. Then later, I'm sorry, I didn't chip that in. I got from we were using one phone. When he didn't have a phone, I used my phone, the BlackBerry phone then, he used it to do business. So he logged on to the Facebook account of his account. So when he now absconded, my phone got bad, then I repaired it, but his password was still on that phone. I opened it, I saw his Facebook chat with a girl. The girl got pregnant for him. When the girl got pregnant for him, I was following the chat tray till the girl put to bed. And the pregnancy was at the same time that I gave birth to my twins. We put to bed the same year. He has a son now called Daniel. The son and my twins, they are the same year. Their birth year, they are the same. Then, when my daughter was being bullied at school, so there was a time that she was feeling so bad. I said, relax your mind. There's nothing. I can be your father and mother. If he doesn't show up, you are okay. But you know children now. So there was a time he wanted to take her. He took her away, actually, to the house. When she got there, he has 5 children with that same girl that he was chatting with on Facebook that I saw. Then he personally explained to my daughter too that he had about 3 other ladies that got pregnant for him, that he has babies too. Apart from my 3 legal children, he has like 9 other children.
All right. You have not mentioned why you are
Well, I'm here because he absconded, he abandoned me with 3 kids, and I want him to pay for all the almost 11 years that he has left me with these children. I have suffered enough. I want to do my surgery. I don't have any money. I've been taking care of myself and my kids single-handedly. My parents have been the one doing all this. I cannot go back to work until I'm okay, I'm fit. I need money.
You want him to be responsible for the children.
And if he can pay back all I've suffered for, I wouldn't mind. Do
you know what he does for a living now?
I know he has his certificate now, so, and...
But do you know what he does for a living?
I don't know, but my daughter said he's working, and he has so many children he's taking care of, but my children have never eaten a kobo from him.
Okay. Please, can you get a chair for him? For her? Let her have a seat.
Thank you.
Okay, can you respond to this?
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you so much. I'm honored to have met you in person because I've seen you a lot. In the first place, my father never had. She worked with Wema Bank. My father never has
Worked with?
Wema Bank.
Okay.
That's what he has never. I don't think she has ever worked with any other bank before. If she has, she should say. But she works with Wema Bank, and my father had never had a Wema Bank account in his life. It was First Bank. My mother had never stepped into Wema Bank because she does not have account. She used my mother.
Do you have an account there?
Of course, I have an account in Wema
Okay.
Bank. That was how we got to meet her. My mother had never followed me to Wema Bank because I'm not a baby. She has no reason to follow me there. So she has never followed me to any bank or hold my hand to any bank to meet her.
Where did you meet?
We met at Wema Bank where she was working during her youth service, like she
All
said.
right, okay.
But my mother did not follow me.
Alone? You were alone the day you met?
Yes, I was alone. My father doesn't have account. So those were lies. Can be proven. Like, we met quite all right. And I liked her. That's one thing with me. If I like someone, I talk to the person. It's a favor. I spoke to her. And she said, okay. That was it.
Has the defendant, Ayola Akinriola, moved on with other women and continued to neglect the responsibility of his children from his marriage? This matter continues to unfold in the next episode as the defendant puts up his defense on the allegations.
If your baby daddy is denying paternity of the child to avoid upkeep, or you suspect misattributed paternity situations, submit your case online at www.thejusticecourt.com for a prompt resolution of the matter.